Hey guys, what's up? It's your man Pete. So when the Toronto Real Estate Board released their market figures last week, it showed some really strong signs for the market overall, particularly in the low-rise segments such as detached homes, semi-detached, and even townhomes. And at first blush, it seems like condos did pretty decent as well. But if you go deeper into the numbers and really start focusing the research on the condo segment specifically, we begin to see some disturbing signs, such as that condo listings are up 100% and condo rental listings are up 250%. While when times were good, nobody was really talking much about the rental market and condo prices kept going up year over year and month over month, rental rates and vacancies didn't necessarily play a huge part in the run-up in prices for condos. And if you followed it closely and you watched my show, you would know that condo rental rates are fairly detached from the sale prices of condos, meaning basically the numbers don't really work out because the condo rental prices do not support the mortgage and expenses of carrying a condo. And so when times were good, some landlords were okay with negative cash flow per month because they were hoping and they knew that prices were going to go up in the next 6 months to a year. But now that the rental market has changed and it is the most vulnerable part of the market, specifically because of this pandemic, it has now come into focus and we really have to start paying attention because rental rates are a really strong indication of the overall economics of the market, which directly impacts the economics of the condo market. So with prices literally dropping hundreds per month on the rental price from about 8 months ago, or in most cases units just not even moving or renting at all, it really leaves condo investors and sellers in a tough spot here, where they will be forced to cut their prices aggressively in order to get a buyer. And while in the past, if you couldn't sell your condo, what you could do as an alternative is to rent it out. You know, put in a renter in there for a year or 2 years, and then you pretty much knew that you were going to be able to sell it for more after the tenant moved out. But now things are completely changing, and rental rates and vacancies are having a huge impact on the fundamentals of the real estate market here in the city. And what I should point out is that because prices have been going up for the last 20 years basically, it has created this other stubborn disease called the stubborn seller syndrome, which means that sellers refuse to sell for anything less, or they refuse to sell their condo for a loss because they've only gotten used to prices going up. And so you will find that there are some sellers who are fighting tooth and nail to try to get the price that they want, or even just try to get the market price. It really depends on how deep their pockets are. But believe me, there are some deep-pocketed sellers and investors in this city. So is the crash for people who've been calling for it for years now finally happening here in 2020 during the fall of a pandemic? And do I see a massive crash happening right now based on the stats and data? I would say no, not yet. Because based on the last report in September, well, it was last month, prices were still up 7.7% and sales activity was still up 7% in the 416 for condo, which basically means people are still buying condos and prices are still going up slightly. And obviously this is because of record low interest rates from the Bank of Canada. But this has created some interesting opportunities for those of you who have been sitting right on the edge. And now with lower interest rates, you can actually get into the investment or condo buying game. But what happens when those young and new buyers dry up? Or how about those who are upgrading from a condo to a house and they've already bought the house but haven't sold their condo yet? And what happens when those aggressive investors and speculators who have bought multiple properties and they've spread themselves so thin that they can't afford to pay for another mortgage payment or another maintenance fee? Well, you can expect some aggressive price cutting, guys. And they may just have to lower it to whatever price is necessary in order to secure a buyer and just to get them out of financial hell. And to be honest, if you're a buyer of a condo and not an investor, like you're looking to buy one to live in as your principal residence, there is no better time than right now or even in the next couple of months, as this presents some very interesting opportunities for you and could be the beginning path to your real estate buying and investing career. Because someone else's trash could end up being your fortune. We have seen many stories like this and we have helped many of our clients like this, and that could end up being you. The first sign of trouble or the first crack in the condo market is definitely the rental market, where it's even harder to find a renter now than it is to actually sell your condo. So while I will shy away from calling a condo crash right now, this could be the beginning and the early signs of that happening. And while I don't like to call it a crash because crashes are pretty much defined as a sharp drop, or you literally can't give away the product, I just don't believe in that here in Toronto because the long-term future of the city is still very strong. So we may see some pretty aggressive decline decline in price. So it could sort of be more like a down long-term trajectory, which sometimes makes it harder to call the bottom, or sometimes it could just be a quick drop and then bounce right back up again, which we've seen many times in the course of the real estate market and in the condo market, where the buyback and the dip is actually even stronger than the decline. But of course, the early signs is the buildup of the inventory right now. So once there's a lot of units coming up for sale, which is sort of every condo owner's nightmare, there will be many different types of sellers. So there's sellers who will get frustrated and they will terminate their listings. Maybe they'll just let it sit empty, or maybe they'll try to find a renter for it. But you will definitely be able to find some motivated and desperate sellers where you can actually get in and try to negotiate. It's all on a case-by-case basis, which is why you need to work with a seasoned pro who's going to be able to help you identify the good opportunities from the bad opportunities. So in conclusion, we are not crashing just yet, or we're not even necessarily seeing a strong decline in the condo market just yet. But we're definitely going to keep a close eye on it over the next couple of months here at Selling Toronto. So you really want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and like the video to make sure that you stay in the know, stay informed, and know how to take advantage of opportunities when they come. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.